Good morning, my dear children. Today I am coming before with another physical quantity, angular momentum. Already you people studied about momentum in linear motion. What is momentum? The quantity of motion, the ability of a body to change the velocity of another body is called momentum. Whereas in linear motion, momentum is depends upon mass into velocity. The same momentum, the momentum of the rotating body is called angular momentum. You go through definition. Angular momentum is nothing but movement of momentum. Here the body is revolving in a circular path in a clockwise direction. Here the rigid body has some mass. So this is the direction of linear velocity. So if you draw a tangent along this circle, the tangent gives the direction of linear velocity. So this is the radius of this circle. So here m into v, the momentum. If you multiply with this radius of the circular path, then we call movement of momentum. So angular momentum is denoted by capital L R into P. So the P is equal M into V. So instead of V, we can write R omega. Already we have derived V is equal to R omega derivation. Now what happened? M into R, mr square. So mr square is equal moment of inertia. Here mr square is equal the moment of inertia of the rotating body. It is another formula. I is equal mr square. We are going to discuss in very more detail in the same class. Now I am talking the angular momentum. So instead of mr square, now we can write capital I. Now L is equal I omega. So angular momentum is equal I into omega, moment of inertia into angular velocity is similar to that of F is equal ma, where P is equal mv, but here in linear momentum P is equal mv. But whereas in rotatory motion, angular momentum is equal I omega. Instead of mass, moment of inertia. So instead of linear velocity, we take angular velocity. L is equal I omega. This is called angular momentum. It is also vector quantity. Here the direction of angular momentum is given. But we are also going to study the law of conservation of angular momentum. Next, how you people studied the law of conservation of linear momentum, the law of conservation of energy. Similarly, the law of conservation of angular momentum also. So here two physical quantities, moment of inertia and angular momentum. Next, we are going to study the relation between this angular momentum and angular acceleration. Define angular acceleration and torque. Establish the relation between angular acceleration and torque. Very most important, frequently asked question in IPE. So first we define both physical quantities. So what is an angular acceleration? You know very well, the rate of change of angular velocity is called angular acceleration. The rate of change of angular velocity. What is torque? According to Newton's second law of motion. So torque. So we can write like this. The rate of change of angular momentum is equal to torque. So torque is also measured in terms of angular momentum. How force is measured? The rate of change of momentum gives the force acting on your body. Similarly, the rate of change of angular momentum is equal to torque. Now the relation between these two physical quantities, angular acceleration and the torque. According to Newton's second law, torque is equal dl by dt. And it is similar to that of you people studied F is equal according to Newton's second law of motion. F is equal dt by dt. This is Newton's second law of motion. Force is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. And the change in momentum takes place in the direction of force. Similarly, how force is measured in the linear motion. In the same manner, in rotatory motion also, we can calculate the torque. The torque is equal to the rate of change of angular momentum. Where L is equal to angular momentum. dl means change in angular momentum. dt means change in time. So instead of L, we take I omega. Instead of L, we substitute I omega. Now instead of L, I omega. Here I is equal to constant. Now you take d omega by dt. So what is d omega by dt here? Alpha. So d omega by dt indicates angular acceleration. Instead of d omega by dt, we can write alpha. Now torque is equal to what? I alpha. So what is the relation between angular acceleration and torque? Torque is equal to I alpha. So torque is equal to dl by dt. Torque is equal to F into R sin theta. There are three formulas for torque. No, one is dl by dt. The other one, torque is equal to I alpha. And torque is equal to F into R sin theta. So this is the relation between torque and angular acceleration. Next, now I would like to bring another very most important quantity. Moment of inertia. Moment of inertia. I think you know very well inertia. What is an inertia? If you take any body, now here some video, or it is also called rotational inertia. The inertia of rotating body. The inertia of rotating body is called rotational inertia. It is also said to be called moment of inertia. Now you people studied inertia. So what place inertia plays in linear motion? So the moment of inertia is also played the same role in rotating bodies. Now you see, the giant wheel in circus, the bicycle wheel, these two are rotating bodies. So if you take any rotating body, when there is no torque acting on rotating body, the rotating body cannot stop itself. So this inherent property of the rotating bodies are called moment of inertia. The property of a body due to which it opposes any change in its state of rest or in its state of uniform rotation about an axis is known as moment of inertia or rotational inertia. When there is a torque on the rotating body, then only there will be change in velocity. Then only the body may have an acceleration. When there is no torque, no rotating body can change itself, its state of rest or its state of rotation. So this property of the body is called rotational inertia or moment of inertia. In rotating bodies, in rotatory motion, Moment of inertia plays very most important role. So moment of inertia plays same role same role in rotatory motion as it played by the mass in translatory motion. In translated motion, what role played by the mass? The same role here moment of inertia is playing in rotatory motion. If body has large moment of inertia, it is difficult to start rotation or stop rotating. If the moment of inertia is more, it is very difficult to start or very difficult to stop of rotating. But sometimes if the moment of inertia is more, it is also useful. Why? Because the body will be moved and steadier and easier. The large movement of inertia is also helps keeping the motion uniform. So this is why bicycle wheel are provided spokes. So what are spokes here? Bicycle wheel, a crossed wire which are connecting hub and rim of the wheel. You are taking not one or two, you are taking number of spokes. Why? Because to have more moment of inertia. If the bicycle will have more moment of inertia, then the bicycle will move easier and steadier. Moreover, by providing spokes, the mass is distributed on the rim of the bicycle wheel. As a result, movement of inertia is more. And then you take bullet, the shape of the bullet is cylindrical like this. The shape of the bullet is cylindrical shape. Why? Because if the shape of the bullet is cylindrical, the bullet has more moment of inertia. As a result, it may move longer distance without any deviation. That is why the shape of the bullet is not sphere. It is like a cylindrical to have more moment of inertia. In some cases, inertia is more. The body may move easier and steadier. Now, how can we measure the moment of inertia of a rotating body? How can we measure? But whereas in linear motion, inertia depends upon only on mass. But here, in rotatory motion, the moment of inertia is depending upon not only mass of the body, it is also depends upon distribution of mass. Distribution of mass also. That is why now we are going to studying how to find the moment of inertia of rotating bodies. Now you take here the fan is rotating. Here the fan has 3 blades. Now you take the mass of these blades M1, another blade mass M2, you take another blade mass M3. Here is an axis of rotation. From the axis of rotation, here every blade is provided some distance, which is R1 distance. The second blade is the distance of the second blade from the axis of rotation R2. Now, why we are taking the distance of the blades from the axis of rotation? Why? Because the moment of inertia of a rotating body is also depends upon the distribution of mass. Here the fan has 3 blades. We are taking their masses and their distance from the axis of rotation. Now we can calculate moment of inertia. Is equal. It is always shown by alphabet capital I, moment of inertia. M1 R1 plus M2 R2 plus M2 R2 plus, like that you take M3 R3. M1 plus M2 plus M3. Now we are taking three blades, their masses M1, M2, M3, and their distance from the axis of rotation R1, R2, R3. Take square. We are taking the moment of inertia depends upon mass and distribution of mass. That is why we take the distance of the particles from the axis of rotation like this. So M1 is equal mass of the first blade R1 square, the square of the distance from the axis of rotation. M2, the mass of the second blade, and the square of the distance from the axis of rotation is R2 square. The third blade mass M3, its a distance R3, square of the R3. Again, M1, M2, M3, sum of the masses of those three blades. I'm sorry. So like this, we are calculating the moment of inertia. Now we can define the moment of inertia of the rotating body like this. We are taking different particles. First particle, second particle, like that. N particles are there. R1, R2, Rn is what? The distance of the particle from the axis of rotation. Now we can define like this. Moment of inertia is defined as the sum of the product of masses. Sum of the product of masses and the square of their distance from the axis of rotation. Moment of inertia of a body about a given axis is defined as the sum of the product of masses. Here placement the sum of the product of masses of the rigid body and the square of their distance from the axis of rotation. But it is very difficult. But instead of R1 square, R2 square, we are taking RMS. So we can also write like this: I is equal mr square. So here capital M is equal whole mass of the rigid body. R square is equal what? The effective distance of the body from the axis of rotation. We may also call radius of gyration. We can show with the KR, capital R. So this is I is equal mr. So moment of inertia is defined as the product of mass and the square of the distance from the axis of rotation. This is very easy. Now units kilogram into meter square. It is a tensor and it has magnitude and direction, but the direction of moment of inertia is changing every instant. That is why we are treating as a tensor. Now here the moment of inertia is depends upon mass, distribution of mass, and the axis of rotation, depending upon the axis of rotation. If the axis of rotation changes, if the axis of rotation of the rotating body is passing through different points, then moment of inertia is also changes. Now you see here, the moment of inertia of sphere, moment of inertia of the sphere about an axis. Moment of inertia of the sphere about an axis passing through the center 2/5 mr square. So if you want to find the moment of inertia of the earth, we are using the same formula 2/5 mr square. If you take a rod, here the rod is rotating about an axis passing through center and perpendicular to its length. Its moment of inertia is equal 1/12 ml square. L is equal length of the rod. In the case of sphere, we are taking radius. M is equal mass of the sphere. It is also applicable for the earth. Now this is disk. The moment of inertia of the disk, the second one. The moment of inertia of a disk about an axis passing through its center perpendicular to the plane of the disk. Now you can understand here in these two cases. Here the axis of rotation is at the center. Here axis of rotation is at the edge. If the axis of rotation changes, moment of inertia of the body is also changes. That is, a moment of inertia depends upon mass and the distribution of mass. From the axis of rotation, here the mass is distributed only one side. But whereas here, equally distributed from both sides, from the axis of rotation. Now I want to show the movement of inertia of different bodies about different axes. So movement of inertia of a ring passing through its center perpendicular to its plane. So this is a ring. Its moment of inertia about an axis passing through its center perpendicular to the plane of the ring. I is equal mr square. If you take the same ring, if the axis of rotation is like this, if the axis of rotation is along its diameter, about the diameter mr square by 2. If you take the axis of rotation along the tangent, about the tangent and parallel to the diameter, 3 by 2 mr square. Here also the tangent about the tangent perpendicular to its plane, I is equal to mr square. And if the axis of rotation, if the position of axis of rotation changes, then the moment of inertia of the rigid body, a rotating rigid body, is also changes. Now you take sphere. Now this is sphere, nothing but earth. The moment of inertia of the sphere about an axis passing through its center like this. So this is axis of rotation. What is this? Axis of rotation. This is axis of rotation. 2 by 5 mr square. And here the moment of inertia about tangent. You take a sphere, the axis passing through its tangent. A solid sphere about tangent. So this is tangent. So 5 by 7 mr square. If you take a disk, so different are there, but this formula is important. 2 by 5 mr square to find the moment of inertia of the earth. This is the formula, 2 by 5 mr square. Now, to know about moment of inertia, here are some questions. You go through here. There are two spheres of same mass and same radius. One is solid and the other is hollow. Each of them has a larger moment of inertia about its diameter. There are two spheres of same mass. One is solid, the other one is hollow sphere. Here hollow sphere has greater moment of inertia. Why? Because in the case of hollow sphere, the mass is distributed outer surface around the boundaries at the boundaries of the sphere. If the mass is distributed boundaries, then what happens? R is more. Moment of inertia will be more. The hollow sphere has more moment of inertia. The hollow sphere shall have greater moment of inertia as entire mass is concentrated at the boundary of the sphere at maximum distance. That is why it has more moment of inertia. Now here two solid spheres. of same mass are made of metals of different densities. There are two spheres having same mass, but their densities are different. For example, one is made of iron, the other one is made of cotton. A cotton sphere, a iron sphere. Both are having 1 kilogram, but the density is different. If you take a cotton sphere, size is so high. So this is cotton sphere, this is iron sphere. Both are having 1 kilogram, 1 kilogram. But here density is more in the case of iron sphere. Here the density is less. Now which has more moment of inertia? The sphere of metal with a smaller density shall have bigger size. Hence, it will have larger moment of inertia. And both are having same mass, solid and cotton. But here density is very less. That is why the size is more. Then it has more moment of inertia. Now, there are two very short answer questions in the textbook. Now you go through this question. Why spokes are provided by steel wheel? Why number of spokes? The spokes of cycle wheel increases its moment of inertia. As a result, the cycle runs smoother and steadier. If the cycle wheel had no spokes, the cycle would be driven in jerks, hence unsafe. So this is the advantage of having large moment of inertia in the case of rotatory motion. And next question, how will you distinguish between a hard-boiled egg and a raw egg by spinning each on a tabletop? First, you try to understand the given question. You go through this video. There are two boiled eggs. One is raw egg. The other one is boiled egg. Both are spinning on the tabletop. But how can we identify which is raw egg and which is boiled egg? Just by spinning on the tabletop. If you saw that video, you may get answer. And out of two eggs, one egg is coming to rest very quick. The egg which spins at slower rate shall be raw egg. So out of them, which is raw egg, which is moving with a slower rate. This is because in a raw egg, liquid matter inside try to get away from the axis of rotation. Hence, its moment of inertia increases and spins with smaller angular acceleration. The egg which is coming to rest very quick, that is raw egg. Why? Because the liquid matter moves away from the axis of rotation. Then inertia increases. Then it spins with lower velocity. Now next, so this is moment of inertia, which is very, very most important concept in that part of you. Next, the last topic, the law of conservation of angular momentum, shall be discussed in further classes. Now, I am leaving. Thank you, one and all.